All right, gang, we are back on the Frazer Smith Show, presented by the accident attorneys at SweetJames.com. If you've been hurt in an accident, call 1-800-9-MILLION. Joining us right now on the show, an old friend of mine, a really talented stand-up comic who now is a club owner. He ran the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas at the Tropicana for many years. We've got a new club coming up in a little bit. We'll talk about that. And he also has just opened the Covina Laugh Factory in Covina, California. Harry Basil.
Covina, California. How you doing, Frazer?
Good, buddy. Nice to see you.
It's great. You know, I've worked with you for so many years as a comic, but I don't think I've ever been on the radio with you. And it's just so great seeing you behind the desk here with KLOS behind you. Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that, Harry. You know, I have to pay for all of this myself.
But so it's not really going anywhere. So no. that wire just ends right outside the door there?
No, well, you can hear it in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
So that's about it.
They don't even know we're here.
We're happy. I'm happy to be back on the air here at KLOS, and you know, it's my home for many years. So it's nice to get back.
Yeah, congrats.
You know? And it's great
you've
to
got
see
Mel
you.
here with you.
Mel is here, my buddy.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been a team for a long time, and it's always great to work with Mel. You know, I want to congratulate you before we start talking about the special that you've done with Dom Herrera on the Covina Laugh Factory.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, brother, you made it.
You were there opening week.
Yes,
opening
I was.
night. You were the first person on stage. You opened for Dane Cook that night.
That's right, the great Dane Cook.
Yeah. He sold out in like 7 hours or something like that.
Took him that long?
And he was really sweet. He donated the money to the Writers Guild. That's when the writer's strike was
going on.
And you were about to walk on stage, and I said, holy mackerel, Frazer, you're the first comic that's going to be stepping on this stage.
I'm surprised the club's still there now after that. But, you know, it's a great club. Give us a little bit of the history there. That's, first of all, it's a beautiful downtown in Covina.
Yeah, Covina
really nice.
is it's east of Pasadena, off of the 210 and between the 10 and 210 freeway near San Dimas. Everybody remembers Raging Waters out there, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And it was like, I guess it was like one of the biggest producers of oranges, you know, back in like the 30s and 40s and 50s, right out there behind Florida, you know, and so there were a lot of like orange packing plants. And the downtown area of Covina is really cool. There's a lot of restaurants and nightclubs, and there was this movie theater, the Covina Theater, built in the 1920s, and they played silent movies, and they had you know, like a piano player play along to the movies. And then,
I used to go there all the time.
Yeah. And then in the 30s, you know, they late 30s, they added sound, and then air conditioner in the 50s, and it was the movie theater that everyone in the town went to. And in 2007, the owners tore it down and built this performing arts center called the Covina Center for the Performing Arts. And it operated for years doing plays and tribute bands. And in 2023, it became the Laugh Factory. We partnered up with the city of Covina, and we've just been booking headliners. It's kind of one of the crown jewels of the Laugh Factory family. The comics love going out there, and
everything except the drive.
Yeah, we just booked Jay Moore. He's coming in October.
Oh, very cool.
Wow, great.
We have Willie Barcena this weekend. There's still some tickets for Willie in the late shows Friday and Saturday night.
That's great.
We have, who else do we have? Brian Callen is going to be coming out from The Hangover. Michael Blackson in a couple of weeks. We've had Andrew Dice Clay out twice. Brian Regan's been there. Tiffany Haddish sold out 4 shows. So, you know, and now, of course, a lot of Latino comics. Alfred Robles, Concrete, Renee Vaca.
Concrete, sure.
Yeah. Mel's been there like maybe 20 times, right? With Paul Rodriguez.
Paul and
You
know, and you guys
Pablo
have the
Francisco.
coolest marquee around. It's almost a landmark in the city. It is so beautiful.
Well, it's got the vintage,
Yeah.
the vintage Covina letters, and then the cool Laugh Factory blade sign above it, and then this amazing digital marquee, which is great.
You know, it's beautiful, and the club inside is beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
that old
thank
theater
you.
look, and you've revitalized it. It really looks great.
We love it, and I'm very proud of it. And
you should be. You've done a great job.
Thank
man.
you so much.
Yeah, it's fun to come out there and play out there too.
Yeah, we had a special shot there too with Comedy Dynamics, who purchased the Dom Herrera special that we shot in Vegas that we're going to talk about in a minute. But Lavelle Crawford shot his latest comedy
did he?
special
Oh,
there.
okay, cool.
Yeah, and it looks really cool. The Laugh
beautiful
Factory
theater.
backdrop moves, and they built his set, and it looks really
Man.
pictures of food because he talks a lot about food.
Yeah, Lavelle.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful club you've got there.
Thank you.
Yeah, really nice. Now, we want to talk about the Dom Irrera special.
Right.
And, I know you've done a lot of work. I also want to talk about Rodney Dangerfield, somebody that we love. And you work with Rodney. You directed a couple of his movies. And Rodney, the first time I saw Dom Irrera was on one of the Rodney Dangerfield specials.
Right.
From that room where the Laugh Factory later was that you ran.
Yeah, well,
Wasn't
actually,
it in that room?
No, that was opening night at Rodney's place,
Oh,
which
was
was
that-
shot there.
Okay.
That had Tim Allen in it, Thea Vidal, Jeff Foxworthy, and a couple of other really
Kinnison?
great comics. No, but the one that Dom was in was like the third special. I was in the very first one, the Young Comedian special, shot at Rodney's place, the 9th annual.
Yeah.
So that special had Louis Anderson, Sam Kinison, Bob Saget, Rita Rudner, Maurice LaMarche, Yakov Smirnoff.
Wow.
Who was the
and
guy with
myself.
the
What?
shoulder McPads?
Oh, Bob Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Bob Nelson
Yeah,
was
and
great.
the breakouts from that show were Kennison and Nelson.
Yeah.
They just Kennison was got his own special after that, and then he was doing arenas.
I remember that set.
Right. And
Yeah.
then they did another one there, okay? It was
This
they
is
were
at
doing
his New York
okay,
club?
Yeah, this is in New York, okay, at Dangerfields.
Yeah.
So they were taping these young comedian specials every year, and they would have a celebrity comic host it. And I think they did one at the Comedy Store main room, and Carl Reiner was the host. And Joe Napodi, our buddy Joe Napodi, was on that. Pee Wee Herman was the breakout from that one. And they did a bunch of these, but Rodney's was the highest rated one they ever had, okay? And he handpicked all the comics. So the 9th annual Young Comedian special, which I believe Joan Dangerfield owns the rights to now, was at that time the highest rated Young Comedian special. Mm-hmm. So they were like, holy mackerel, Rodney Dangerfield has really got something. This was right after Caddyshack. Caddyshack was in 1980, and then he did Easy Money, so this was 84. So they gave him a special every year. He did about 5 of them, and he introduced Dice and
I remember Kinnison was on that one, right?
Yeah. So the second one was the Rodney Dangerfield special. I think it might have been called Nothing Goes Right or something like that. And that had Roseanne. Rodney had seen her at the Comedy Store, and he said, "You're the perfect person to play my wife." So they had this opening sketch with him and Roseanne in bed together. And, he gave her a bunch of his one-liners, And so she performed stand-up. Jerry Seinfeld was in that one. Wow. He brought back Kennison and Bob Nelson again in that one. Jeff Altman was in it. And I believe Barry Sobel, Lenny Clark.
Lenny.
No. Lenny Clark and Barry Sobel were in the third one. Again, Kennison, this just kind of cemented him. Seinfeld, who had been on The Tonight Show at that point, maybe 20, 30 times, said he got more exposure from the HBO special because they kept replaying it. And back then, it was just HBO and Showtime. No YouTube, no internet or anything like that.
And those
right?
things were great.
Yeah,
they were so well received.
So then they gave him another one, and that one had Dice in it, and Dice became the breakout star from that one.
I watched that one recently.
Yeah.
He was great.
Oh, yeah, and Dom was in that one.
That was the one Dom was in?
Right. So Rodney used to have a party every year where he would invite all the comics from the previous specials, and we all got to hang. So we were kind of part of that club, Dom and I, and Kennison and Dice and Roseanne, and, we were all in Rodney's specials. And then I wound up doing my first movie with Rodney, which was The Fourth Tenor. It was an opera comedy.
Yeah.
And we wrote a part for Dom, and the character was called Irrera, right? So Dom didn't get the part. We gave it to Robert Davi, right?
Who got it?
Robert Davi, the character
no.
actor from Goonies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he played the white Agent Johnson in Die Hard, right?
Dom didn't
the other
even
one.
get his own
no,
part?
But this is the funny thing. Rodney goes, "Man, I love the name Irrera. Let's ask Dom if we could use it." So we called Dom and said, "Listen, you're not in the movie. We're casting it with someone better than you, and we still want to use your last name and call the character Irrera." But we wrote another character called Petey, and we took 2 other smaller characters and just kept adding lines and gave Dom another
Oh, good.
part
You got
in the
it.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How about
he was in the
Repeaty? Was he in there?
No.
That was another one
Big
of his
Petey,
bits.
Little Petey. Yeah. Joey Bag of Donuts.
Well, you know, Dom, of course,
Yeah.
one of the great comedians.
The best.
A legendary comic for a good reason.
The funniest guy on stage and off stage. Dom was so
Off stage,
funny.
he'll kill you.
Oh my God.
Sarcasm was an
Greatest.
art form.
Yeah, he really is so
yeah,
good. And he's a genius on stage, too. And you just shot this thing at the Las Vegas.
We shot it in 2017 before COVID.
But
right?
this is the most recent.
This is Dom's most recent comedy special.
Yeah, at your club in Las Vegas.
Right,
at the
right.
Laugh Factory.
And we Laugh Factory Productions produced it. You know, he was like, "Man, I got all this new material. I was thinking of, you know, doing a special." I said, "Well, Dom, let's shoot it here at the club. You know, I won't take a fee as a director. You don't take a fee as the artist. And if you don't like it, you know, we don't have to do anything with it. You know what I mean?" So we shot it one weekend when he was booked at the club. Mike Ciccone opened. I think Kate Quigley was host, and we shot we had 6 cameras. We brought in a DP from LA and a sound guy from LA and used some Vegas crew, and we shot it in the club. And it's kind of a throwback to those Dangerfield specials,
Sure.
shot in
It
a
has that
small
look.
club,
Yeah.
low ceiling, because Dom doesn't move around on stage, so why shoot him in a giant theater
right.
with a giant crane shot? I remember seeing one of
don't
Louis
need it with
C.K.'s
Dom.
specials, who was, brilliant comic, and it was shot in Boston in this big theater, okay? Like this big 3,000, 4,000 seat theater. But all it was a pin spot on him. You never saw the audience. So it's like, why even shoot it in this big
that's
theater?
true.
And he
So
didn't move
this, we
once.
cut to the audience a lot, like they did with the Rodney Dangerfield specials. So the audience
It looks
is
like
covered.
those Dangerfield
Yeah,
specials.
yeah, exactly.
And it looks really good.
Oh, thank you.
You're a director. You
well,
know.
listen, this is
You got it.
This was pre 4K, which everyone was like, "Oh, it's got to be this." But now with streaming and everything like that, as long as it looks great and it sounds great and it's funny, Dom is so
He's
freaking
so good
funny
in
in
this.
this. You know,
I watched the clip you sent me. He was great. That was vintage Dom.
yeah. I don't know if
there.
I sent you the one about the baggage. You know what I mean? You ever see him do that bit where he goes, he hates when they ask all these questions. Has this bag ever been?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Has
Yeah.
anyone given you a gift?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Some guy came up to me. Happy birthday to you. You know what I mean? And
Could this be considered a weapon? I certainly hope so.
And who's your daddy? Yeah.
Well, we're going to play a clip. We're going to play the clip that you sent me.
Yeah, it's called Dom. Very original title, Dom Herrera live from Las Vegas.
Why not? It's ironic.
Shot at the legendary Laugh Factory at the Tropicana, and it just dropped yesterday on Amazon Prime and Apple TV and a bunch of other streaming platforms where you could rent it for like $5 and then purchase it for $12.
Man, good job on this one,
Thank
Harry.
you.
And thanks for helping our great friend. What a talent he is. Here's Dom Herrera. We're going to play that right now. Harry, congratulations on the
Thank
Laugh
you.
Factory.
Love you.
Covina
Love
Laugh
you,
Factory.
Frazer.
All right. You did a great job there. And Vegas. We got the new Vegas Club coming up. We can't really talk about it, but the new Laugh
Yeah,
Factory.
it's going to be in a great location, center of the Strip, in a big resort.
All right, beautiful. Harry Basil, thank you for coming by today. Here's Dom Herrera, live from Las Vegas in his latest special.
Now it comes out.
These are my people. These are the people that I rep. I don't think I have long to live. Okay, I'm glad you came to this show. Because I'm not looking good, let's face it. I'm not looking good. I figure if I stretch, if I eat right, maybe a month and a half. My eyes are closing. I look at my eyes are closing. I was taking a picture with this model in Fort Myers, like it matters where it was. And she said, "Now open your eyes this time." I go, "I am. I'm trying. They're closing. My eyes are closing. I'm not even tired. I think it's God's way of putting me out, pulling me to rest, to sleep." I went to an ophthalmologist. I said, "Doc, my eyes are closing." He goes, "I can see that."
Great. Very cool.
All right, that's
Thank you,
beautiful,
guys.
man.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Harry.
I appreciate it. It was
Great
fun,
job.
man.